I'm not sure if any of this is making sense because I am starting to freeze. The temperature is dropping rapidly, and yeah, so we're gonna pick this up in just a second. Right back, boys. I definitely don't worry about my camera gear when they're in the car. Enzo, sit. Lotus, sit. All the fur. It's awfully windy. You boys smelling anything good? Whew! It is super windy. And it is getting colder by the minute. And the rain is coming back. It's supposed to be like ice mix. So I don't know how this audio's gonna come out. Hopefully it's usable. If not, I may voice over this. So if that happens, you'll know why. I'm gonna be really honest. This video is not a sales pitch for German Shepherds. In fact, this is pretty much the anti-sales pitch because frankly, I'd rather you not get one if you have any doubts. After it's rained for 2 straight days and the temperature is dropping rapidly, do you ever think to yourself, I should go for a walk? Because with Shepherds, they don't care. They need exercise. You know, there are breeds that don't require as much exercise. They are not one of them. Can you believe this weather? I'm not going to sugarcoat anything here. I know sometimes we make jokes about different things and their behaviors and things, but every dog has its own individual quirks and, you know, personalities. And Shepherds are no different. So let's talk about some of them. First and foremost, how do you feel about shedding? They shed all the time. I cannot stress this enough. 24/7, 365. And then around like spring and fall, they shed even more everywhere. We have 2 Roombas that run every day. We have a little handheld vac. We have full-size vacs. I vacuum out the FJ almost every single day. It's a lot, not gonna lie. You have to be willing to accept that. If you're not okay with that, it's okay. Like, pick another dog. You're not gonna hurt anybody's feelings. Because the thing that bothers me the most is when I see or hear stories of any dog really, but Shepherds especially, getting put up for adoption and stuff like that, or ended up in shelters because the owner, you know, perfect example was, and you know, I get that the guy had to give him up, but like his daughter got it for him, and he's like retired. He's like 70 years old, and he's like, I can't keep up with this thing. It's like, what am I kidding? No, you probably shouldn't have one at 70 years old if you're living by yourself. You know, I get the daughter her heart was in the right place. She wanted to get her dad a dog, but she should have researched a little more and maybe gotten him one of those like indoor, like to be carried around type dogs. I get that there's a few, very few, but a few rare circumstances where maybe you have to give up a pet. But I can't even think of what that legitimate excuse would be right now. I've heard them all. You know, I got a new job and I gotta move. Don't take the job. Find a place that you can live with a dog, or, you know, make accommodations. Get a cheaper apartment so that way you can pay for doggy daycare. I don't know. Figure it out. You know, you don't just say like, I gotta get rid of my kid. You know, look at it from their point of view. As puppies, they get ripped away from their mom, they get adopted out or whatever, but they come to love you and you're everything to them. And then suddenly one day you're just gone. I mean, Lotus, off. I don't even know what that is. I could see it if maybe you got sick or something. That would maybe be a legitimate excuse. You know, if your health took an unexpected turn, you know, yeah, I could see that. Otherwise, I don't really know what it'd be. What it would be, you know, just don't get one. Research any dog before you get one. I'm just so, you see it like people post, it's just more than I thought it would be. Really? Really? Like it's more than you thought it would be? They are going to change your life. Any dog, but especially any breed that requires outdoor exercise. Anything that doesn't fit into a purse is gonna require some serious life-changing alterations. So just know that if you give them up, that is on you. You made that choice. You have no excuse. And I don't wanna hear it. Don't comment below and tell me what your excuse was. I don't care. There's very few things that you will see me like really get mad about in these videos. Try to keep everything positive and upbeat. But people who give up any dog for any reason, pretty much just, I don't care. I may edit this out because it angers me. You know, for them to be healthy and happy, they need to have plenty of exercise. And if that's not something you're willing to do, or if it's something you can't do because of other commitments, whether it's job or family, whatever, you know, you just kind of got to be honest with yourself, because it can be rough. I'm not gonna lie. There are plenty of times my wife will vouch that it's like I don't want to. Like I'm cold, I'm tired, I'm hot, whatever. Like, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to go for a walk, whatever, and they just force you to do it. They are not cheap. Let's talk about cost. Every dog costs money. Obviously, you gotta buy food, you got vet bills, you got everything. But think of it in terms of like a car or a house. You know, a big SUV takes more fuel and more expense and more maintenance than a tiny little car. A giant house takes more upkeep than a tiny little apartment. A bigger dog takes more upkeep than a tiny dog. More money, more resources, more time. Nope, not going off-roading. Not after the great flea scare of 2019. Speaking of maintenance, we just had a flea scare. And I will probably talk about that next week's video, in a video next week or something, because I learned a lot that I just figure I could share with you guys because I spent hours researching it. Let's say you had like a poodle or something that gets fleas. Well, you know what? I mean, yeah, other things aside, but you can shave that dog. Their hair will grow back, at least as far as I know. But there's plenty of dogs where you can shave them, no big deal. German Shepherds, not one of them. So not only do they shed a lot, but you can't really do much about it. You can't shave them. If they get something like fleas or something, you got to deal without shaving them. You know, again, it kind of requires that more maintenance and time. We getting snowed on now, boys? It's not one thing, it's another, Lotus. Let's talk about what Hollywood has done to German Shepherds. I've heard it all. Is that a police dog? Is that a military dog? Is that an attack dog? Is that a guard dog? Is he vicious? Is that a wolf? Is that a deer? That kid needed some serious science help. But I've heard it all. Now, while we get tons of compliments on Enzo and Lotus, we also see the scared people as well. We have been at the park where people far away just turn around and leave when they see us. Other dog people have turned around and left. That one surprised me too. I didn't realize that. You know, I thought other dog people would at least know, break, but they don't. So be prepared for that. And you know, we're used to them, my wife and I. I don't think twice about them. I don't think twice about Enzo's size or how loud his bark is or anything. But we were at my parents' house last week and their dogs were barking, which I'll include a photo or video or something. And it was just shocking. Like, you know, they went out there and they were barking like crazy and it's like, it's so quiet, you know? And just so like not intimidating. Obi. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Obi. Now, if you're afraid of dogs, I mean, their border collie is like, I don't know, 50, 60 pounds. And I'm not saying he's not intimidating, but you know, when you're around shepherds, it kind of changes your outlook on things. But most normal people, when Enzo barks, they take notice. I often tell that, you know, Enzo has multiple barks, as I'm sure most dogs do. But he has his, what I would call, I guess, his mean bark. This is serious. I'm not upset about something. I'm not trying to get your attention. I'm trying to ward off what I see as a true threat. And I don't mean like mailman threat. I mean like real threat. I've only heard this bark 3 times. Serious bark. You feel it in your chest. I'm not gonna lie. It's scary. Now it doesn't scare me, but it is scary. So yeah, I got the loud barks. I got the protect barks. But I'm just a cuddler. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. As I started this video off, I'm gonna try to be more concise and more organized and everything. I feel like this video just further proves how impossible that can be with shepherds. In a perfect world, you'd wait till some nice weather, you'd come out, you shoot your video, so I don't wanna do that. I want these to be true. And this is like the perfect example because I feel like this video has been a complete wreck between the wind, the pups, a couple people coming by, the snow, the rain, the camera getting tipped over because the wind was so bad. This is what life is really like. And I know this video isn't about necessarily life with German Shepherds, but it is in a sense. So, you know, should you get one as your first pup? I don't know. I don't see it. What are you? You want to know something that can really scare you? We'll come here in the dark sometimes, pitch black, like really early in the morning typically. They'll be doing whatever and suddenly Lotus will stop, everything goes straight and he starts growling at something in the darkness and it'll make your hair stand up because you're like, what is out there? So like I said, I mean, yes, it would be easier for me to, you know, take them to the park, wear them out, go home, sit on the couch, hold the camera up and talk to you guys. Break. It's just not what our life is like, and I'm sorry if that makes the videos go longer than they quote unquote need to be, but that's also not realistic. He's over there by that piece of chocolate and he's glancing back at me to see if I'm noticing because he wants it. Lotus, make good decisions. Oh, good boy. That's a good boy. So, with that, we're gonna go ahead and end this here, but, you know, be honest with yourself. You know, we get the question all the time. Can you have a German Shepherd as your first dog? Should you have one? There's nothing wrong with having one. Just know that just like a lot of things in life, you know, some things are harder than others, and it's just a matter of how bad do you want something. I think, yes, there are dogs that are easier to care for. Nobody buys a Ferrari because they're reliable and easy to live with on a day-to-day. They buy them because it's worth the effort. I mean, I assume. I don't have one. But, you know, it's kind of like them. Yes, there are easier dogs out there. My sister has 2 golden doodles. Awesome dogs. Love them. So much easier to deal with. You know, they can be shaved, their coat's down, they don't shed, they're hypoallergenic, they're like little, well, not little, they're like 60, 70 pounds or whatever, but you know, I mean, nobody's afraid of a golden doodle, so you don't have that issue when you're out in public, you don't have the shedding. I mean, pretty much everything that I've said is an issue with German Shepherds, you don't have with them. So I mean, in retrospect, like, it's almost like, well, that's the perfect dog. And again, I love those dogs, but it's just not what we wanted. Well, actually, the wife wanted a Shepherd. Technically, I wanted a Husky. I didn't know much about either. I did some research on both. They share a lot of similarities in some aspects. Shepherds are known to be easier to train, and Huskies are known to be the exact opposite of easy to train. So I figured, you know, as a first dog, we'll go with the Shepherd route, because that's basically what we were debating between, the Shepherd and Husky. I just always thought they looked cool. I didn't really know much about them, but you know what? I did a little research, and I'm glad that we went with the Shepherds. Obviously, I'm glad because I love the 2 dogs that we have, but I'm also glad because it was the right decision. You know, I recognized our limitations. Yeah, and then we got Enzo. Yeah. All right, this has gone on long enough. You got anything to say, Lotus? Got anything to say to the people? Ow, ow, off. Place. Sit. Oh, that's a good boy. Lotus, place, Lotus, place, Lotus, place. Come on, you've done this one. Lotus, place. Come on. There we go. There we go. Sit. Oh, that's a good boys. That's a good boys. All right. As always, you can follow them on Instagram. They also have a Facebook page now where where I've been posting some older videos. I'm gonna start posting some of the really old videos here soon. So if you want to check that out, you can. Those are also the easiest way to get a hold of us if you have some specific questions. We've had some of you like DM us or tag us in like some photos or videos if your dog's watching our videos. That is hilarious, by the way. So love that. But this is going to be the end of this video. Videos every Friday. So if you want to subscribe, and then I'm actually trying to do at least 2 videos a week now, but always on Friday. Lotus, sit. It's been a rough day for you, I know, rough couple days. With that, appreciate you guys as always. Have a happy and safe Halloween, although technically it'll be yesterday. But we will see you guys next week. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye.